Peter. Let's go.
Hey guys, I want to welcome everyone to this big group call, this training, this awesome program has just got everybody so excited. And you took time out tonight to become part of this because you're looking to get to another level of success. Man, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. I got to tell you about our actually host tonight. Y'all know her, you've been working with her. But guys, I've known Aya Boomy Moore, since she graduated from college, right? Even when she came out of college, she was a Spitfire. She was always doing great things. She never settled to be average and ordinary, right? She had great examples with her mother, Jerry, with her father, Zeke. She had also became a school teacher, and she just decided that that was not the thing for me. I have watched her always have a comma in her check for years, guys. She's phenomenal. You know her as a woman with not just 5 kids, but 7 grandkids. I am so proud of Boomy. She has always been the number one motivator, and not just the DMV area, but people know her far and wide. And it's a pleasure and an honor to introduce her to you tonight. So, Boomy, take it away with a success clap, please. Boom.
Boom. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Brian. And I got to give it back to him because his reputation precedes him as well. You're going to see him reaching heights, going great places here with Trevorium and the big group because whatever he puts his mind to, y'all, he accomplishes. Now, let me tell you, Brian is the reason our team is called the Bit Group. I'm telling y'all, those of you who are new, it's not like, oh, we just came up with this name. It's a legacy name. And Brian and my dad were kind of like sitting around the kitchen table trying to come up with a new team name. They had been Zeke and Jerry's Jets for years, and they were coming up with a new name. My father was like, Millionaires in Training. What about that? And then what did you say, Brian?
Millionaires in training, shoot, billionaires in training. Let's take it
Yeah.
up a notch.
And hence here we are, the BIT group, BIT. So be proud of that. Let people know as they're joining that they are joining the BIT group, Billionaires in Training. So let's go ahead and get started with our team call tonight. We're going to be on here for maybe about 40 minutes. So do me a favor, get out your pen and your pad, your 6 and 7 figure notebook, because remember what? The paper never forgets. So you always want to be taking copious notes when we join together. So for those of you who are new, we get together every Sunday night for this team call. It may be updates and recognition and network marketing training, mindset training, just the different things that are needed to help us as a team, to help you as an individual to move forward in your business. And so, um, what I want to start with tonight is by talking about what we offer people here. And it's not travel and it's not savings that we're going to talk about first. I'm going to talk about 2 words, write these down: hope and opportunity. We offer people hope and opportunity. That's what this industry is about. This industry has allowed average and ordinary people to have an opportunity to truly change their lives. And many of us, having been in this industry for decades, have seen people go from zero to hero. Literally, when my parents were introduced to network marketing, my mother was a school teacher in Baltimore City, making very little money. My father, he worked at Bethlehem Steel Company, but had just gotten into real estate at the end of the 70s as far as a real estate agent when they were introduced to network marketing. Didn't know anything about it. Right? My father was a shy guy, not the type of guy at all to speak in front of the room. And my mother always was a kind of party girl and like people, but they didn't know. My mother didn't know anything about business. But when she saw the opportunity, she was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense to me as far as wanting more out of life. And they decided to try it. And so, just like most people in the beginning, was nobody in the rooms that they were trying to fill. It was hard doing business and it took a while to really learn what they were doing, but being consistent and over time, things started to work over time, not right away. And so I was able to see them go from not knowing what they were doing at all, but because they always plugged in, they always stayed the course, they always went to the events, they wanted to be somebody, they just wanted to change their lives. They were able to do that and got up to over 50,000 a month because of this industry. And I got to see people that my parents introduced to this industry go from other school teachers or just, young people trying to find their way to six figures in this industry. So that is what let me see, wow, network marketing really works, because before my eyes as a teenager, I saw it work for so many people. But what I want to talk about, what I want you guys to talk about tonight, I want a couple people to unmute and just give examples of who are some of those people that you have seen in the industry, and what are their that maybe the accomplishments that you've seen, the money that you've seen them make, because we need to talk about why we're here. We're here for freedom, I believe. We're here to get the money problem out of the way. We're here for a greater level of life. But I don't want it just to be me to tell them the story. Who else out there can unmute and just give us some inspiration? Like, what have you seen this industry do for other people?
Can I can I say something? Let me leave out the room. Um, I actually had a moment yesterday where I was trying to figure out, like, when did I hear when did I first like hear motivational things and stuff like that. And it was actually, I realized that it was Tony Robinson. He was one of the first. Now I don't know if he actually did network marketing, but me and my daughter, the project yesterday was trying to see what we were dreaming about being when we were children. And so I've always wanted to speak. And so somewhere along the line in my teenage years, I came across Tony Robinson. And so he was always somebody that I looked up to. Now, again, I don't know if he did network marketing, but he, in the industry of speaking, that was not, something that people did and made a lot of money doing until like remote recently within the last 10 or 15 years. But back when he first came out, he was doing like just little local stuff. And that was just somebody that I've seen grow. And it's just a coincidence you asked that today. But I've watched him since a long, long, long time.
Well, thank you for bringing him up, Erica. And one of the things I know is that Tony Robbins was a mentee of the great Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn absolutely cut his teeth in business and network marketing. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony dabbled in it early in um, in his business development, but we do know that his philosophies and his motivation has served our industry very, very well. So definitely somebody to plug into. So thank you for sharing that. Who's next? Who's seen somebody in this industry? Brian, I see you unmuted. Go ahead and share.
Boomy, of course, your mom and dad is one that gave me so much motivation watching them. Now, we were in a company, same company, but different organizations. And I remember as a 20-some-year-old kid standing on the corner of Security Boulevard and Roland Road. And all of a sudden, I seen the biggest Mercedes Benz at the time. It was a 300 Mercedes Benz going up and down the road. And Zeke and Jerry used to have these signs on the side of their car. And it said Zeke and Jerry's Jets or whatever it said. And they had a phone number on there. And I was so amazed because as again, 20-some-year-old kid, before I even knew your mom and dad, I used to go through the the company's catalog, and I would see them as a top earner. And then to me, especially with someone that looked like me, that was making multiple six figures, guys, that was such an amazing feat. And then to move on, a little later in my network marketing career, I remember a guy that brought tears to my eyes multiple times. A guy, he was 65 years old. He was in network marketing for years and never had success. Matter of fact, his wife sent him to a psychologist because he kept signing up in these network marketing companies and really was not having success. She thought something was wrong with him mentally. And he just said, you know what? He actually went to the psychologist and tried to recruit the psychologist. That's how bad he was. But I tell you what, at 65 years of age, this gentleman, we used to call him Jimmy the Butcher, end up making $25,000 a week in his business. It was a binary. He did not give up. All he would say is, you put one on the left, you put one on the right. You put one on the left, you put one on the right. And he kept doing that enough times until he maxed out the pay plan. Now that guy's 80 years old and still reaping the rewards because he made a decision to not give up, to not quit, and to keep moving. Boomy, I give it back to you.
Oh man, I love it. Keep it simple. Put one on the left, put one on the right, put one on the left, put one on the right. I love that. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Brian. Dawn, I see your hand up. Go ahead, Dawn.
Hey, good evening, Boomy. Good evening, everyone. So for me, I thought about Gloria Mayfield Banks, and a lot of you probably have heard her name or not, but she is one of the top income earners in the Mary Kay business. And I met her several times. I remember I was a teenager when I went to the first Mary Kay meeting at a hotel. I was a teenager. All I went for was the cake and the punch. Let me just, get my gift or whatever they were offering. And I wasn't interested, but she was so just she took my breath away just from her story. Her parents paid for her to go to college. She was working in corporate America, making big money. But she said every morning she's standing at the cooler machine or the coffee machine, and all day everybody's talking about how tired they are. She said everybody's tired because they keep saying they tired. She said, but she was tired of being in that space, in that circle. So she left corporate America, started doing Mary Kay. You can look her up. She is unbelievable and awesome. And just seeing a Black woman, and as well as Boomy, her mom, and so many others, just because that's who I am, just to see Black women achieving and being successful, leaving the traditional way that people make money, trading time for dollars. This is why I'm, bit by the network marketing bug, and I'm staying here and I'm sticking it out and I'm getting my money. So I just wanted to share about her. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And um, Gloria Mayfield Banks happens to live here in Ellicott City, Maryland. So we see her sometimes. I haven't seen her in a while, but my girlfriend Kenya used to always see her in the morning at Starbucks. And guys, understand this. Remember, I say people don't follow companies and products, people follow people. I want you to understand you can use people from any company for inspiration. You can look at Holton Buggs, who made $1 million a month with Organo Gold for inspiration. You can look at Kim Wee, who was making $800,000 a month in Jeunesse, a skincare company, for inspiration. You can look at who Brian talked about, or who Don talked about for inspiration. It is not about the company, right? It's about who you are in the company. So any of these people could take who they became and go to a different company and make the money because they would know how to move and how to attract and how to build, and they developed over time the skill set. There was a time, a lot of you all know Myron Golden. There was a time that Golden was broke, right? A lot of you may know that from the trash man to the cash man, he was actually a garbage man. But he got into network marketing. That helped to expand his vision. That's where he started dreaming. And so he went from there to actually training people in network marketing. Then from there, got into speaking. And I think like last year, he made like 30 million or something. But network marketing was part of his story and his journey. But I want you all to understand when my parents used to bring Myron into our office. We know Myron really well. Myron and I did seminar together in 2015. I mean, he would call our house. And so Myron, um, I remember him telling the story when he first got into network marketing through insurance. It was like his whole first year, I think his biggest check, he had one check, it was like $150 some that he made the first year. So I'm telling you that because I want you all to understand that your first year is your practice year. So many people get into business and they're going to try it and they don't stay long enough to gain the skills. But I want you all to understand your first year is your practice year. Be here a year from now. Make you being here a year from now non negotiable. I need you to understand this because I need you to teach this to your people. Because the average person who is joining, I want y'all to work on attracting experienced leaders, right? As you become more, you'll attract more. But in the beginning, a lot of times you may attract people who are green, who are newbies. And so you got to kind of pour into their mind and help them with how they should think. So your first year is your practice year. And the year goes fast, but this is the year where you are gaining skills. You are learning how to think. You are learning how to reach out to people. You are learning how to prospect. You are learning how to market. But what happens is people join, or you may join, and then because it doesn't happen as fast as people want it, they quit. It doesn't happen as fast as you want it, you get disillusioned. It doesn't, people don't join like you want, or you don't rank up as fast as you want, and then people start getting disillusioned and they slowly stop plugging in. And then when you stop plugging in and staying close to the fire, you get cold, and when you get cold, you get frozen, and then you don't do anything. So I want you all to understand that this first year is your year of learning, your year of getting better. Okay, so to make the money that you want to make, and let's say if that is six figures, maybe you just want 200, maybe you just want $2,000 a month, but let's say if you wanted six figures or even just a couple thousand, you cannot become what you want by remaining who you are. So you're going to hear us put a heavy emphasis on the personal development because you having the fortitude to keep reaching out to people, to understand you need to cast your net wide, to use the law of large numbers, keep watching Jim Rohn, the law of averages, understanding your ratios, putting the numbers in your favor. That takes, I did a video yesterday that to be an entrepreneur, you got to have mental toughness. Some of you all are still weak in your mind, but you got to get stronger. And you got to understand certain principles that Jim Rohn speaks about, that Daryl Maria speak about, that I speak about, that lots of that Myron speaks about, the lots of people you hear speaking about. But you got to understand, like entrepreneurial vision. That's being able to see the end at the beginning. As an entrepreneur, you put out a lot of effort that you don't get paid for in the beginning. But you got to understand that that's what it is. In the beginning, you work, then get paid. But why are you doing it? You're doing it so you can get paid, 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 work. You guys got what I'm saying? So you put out a lot of effort in the beginning, sowing a lot of seeds. That's how it goes. You're sowing a lot of seeds, and you got to like take a buckets full of seeds, wheelbarrows full of seeds to sow. Some of you are picking up a few and just sprinkling, right? If you want to win big, you can't just sprinkle a little bit of seeds. You got to imagine yourself with a wheelbarrow full of seeds that you are planting. To thine own self be true. Ask yourself, are you planting enough seeds? Some of you and some people in your team want to plant seeds today and go back tomorrow and look and see, is it germinating? Is it coming through the ground? You're not realizing you got to give it enough time. So understand, be here a year from now. Write that down. I will be here a year from now. Write down my first year is my practice year. Not that you can't make money, but again, understand, team, you're learning and gaining the skills. And gaining skills takes time. Getting good at this takes time. Becoming great at this takes time. Thank you, Lourdes. Lourdes put in the chat, I will be here years from now. So understand right now, your ratio may be, and I'm just making up a number, it takes you talking to 50 people to get one, right? Maybe you don't have any influence. Maybe you don't have, very little skills and you got a lot to learn. It's okay. Everybody learns. Nobody's like born knowing this. My parents didn't know how to do this, but they plugged into a great leader and they kept doing it. First, they did it bad. They were doing it bad. They didn't know how to invite. They were renting and paying for offices. And on opportunity nights, nobody would show up, or they would have 20 chairs and there'd be one person that they would be presenting to. Remember those days, Brian? Right? You were hoping somebody would come and show up for you to present to. These are the days where you couldn't just be home in front of the computer. You had to leave your house in the cold, in the snow, in the rain, in a thunderstorm after you got off of work. See, that's what made people tough when they had to do those kind of things, right? And get to the meeting and stay there till 10 o'clock at night, then come home and then go to bed and get up and go to work for another 8 hours and fight the traffic and do that all over again. Okay. So there was something about those days that really made people tough. And we got it kind of easy so people wimp out fast. But I want this team to be a tough team. I want you to be mentally tough. And I want you to be able to teach the people who come to your team how to have that fortitude, how to have the resilience, how to have the focus, how to have a bulldog tenacity, how to have a made up mind that no matter what it takes, I'm going to do it. No matter what I got to go through, I'm going to achieve it. This is the kind of mindset that it takes to win, y'all. And I want us to be a winning team. So I need you to get clear. First year is your what? Type it in chat. Say practice year. Type it. I need to make sure y'all understand it. What is your first year? I'm looking in the chat. I'm not going on until I see everybody typing it. What is your first year? Charlotte, practice year. Brian, practice year. Will, practice year. Bianca, practice year. Lourdes, practice year. Zakia, got you. Eunice, got you. Dawn, got you. Erica, Ann, Brian, Johnny, Barbara, Tina, Cass, Dwinda. All right, keep going. Awesome. Hey, Marva. Awesome. Stephen. Yes. Okay, you got it. Now remember, everything that I'm teaching you guys, you got to understand. You got to be taking notes on this because you got to review this early and often. You got to, those of you who making videos, make videos about it, but you got to teach your team. Brian Bailey, the book, My First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell. Go back and read that. He wrote it back in like the late 90s, but it still is really good. Okay. So I need you all to really understand these concepts and not just for yourself. Leadership. So Raven put she went to her niece's graduation. Lady was speaking on leadership. She said, "Oh, it reminded me of Boomy." And so she put that in the chat yesterday. Guys, even if you wanted just a small team, you got to work on growing yourself as a leader because there's going to be somebody that you're leading in this business. Even if it's just you, right now, you're a leader of one. You got to be a leader of yourself. You got to be able to give yourself a command and follow it. Give yourself a directive and do it. Okay. So right now, it may just be you leading you, but pretty soon you're going to be leading a team. Yes, you'll be always a part of the bit group, but there are going to be other people who look up to you for direction, and you're going to need to be able to inspire them. You're going to be able to need to teach them these concepts. Okay? So, what time is it? All right, so let's move on. So y'all got that you're going to be here a year from now. You understand this is your practice year. You understand that before you be great, you got to be good. Before you be good, you may be bad. And before you just even know whether I'm bad or not, like you got to do something. So consistent activity over time helps you to gain the skills and get better. The time in doesn't help you to get better. I don't care how long you've been in. That has nothing to do with you getting better. Being in and actually doing something every day is the time doing the work. So like when a airplane pilot is getting their license, right? To get them qualified is their time actually flying the plane. It's just not the time studying or the time in the class. It's the logged in time actually flying the plane. You on the Zoom doesn't count. You at watching a presentation or watching a training is not your time in. Your time in getting better is when you are making the contacts is when you are engaging with the people, is when you are inviting, when you are edifying and doing the three-way, when you are actually playing ball and doing the business. That is your time in. That's how you get better. When you're engaging with people and you are talking, you're saying, as Chris said yesterday, and you heard me say, as little as you can to as many people as you can. But you're taking people around the bases. That's only what counts. And if y'all not taking people around the bases, and you can't say, man, I done took 20 people around the bases, I done took 25, 50 people around the bases, then you're not playing the game. You're not talking to enough people to get better. You understand? So just get like the understanding. Maybe right now you suck. All right. Maybe you do, but it's okay. Everybody, you got to start somewhere. You're going to do it bad and then you're going to keep doing it. And guess what? You're going to gain the skills and you're going to get better. And your ratio is going to get better. And you'll stand on the stage one day and tell a story. I was so bad, I couldn't recruit my way out of a wet paper bag, y'all. But here I am now as a 3-star. Here I am now as a 2-star. Here I am now as an ambassador with this team. So, what is my message? Y'all, just stick with it. This is what you're going to be saying from the stage one day. Getting back to my father. My father used to be he was shy. My mother would have parties at the house. He'd stay upstairs reading his books while she was downstairs with all the people. Network marketing brought something out of him, and he ended up being the guy motivating the team, standing on a chair, getting the team riled up and ready to go and make the sales. Because that's what network marketing does. It brings something out of you that you didn't even know that was there. If you're hungry and enough to stay plugged in and stay close to the vision and to the fire, you will become more. Some of you all will be doing presentations like this, right? And you can't even imagine yourself doing presentations. You can't even imagine yourself training people, but you'll evolve, right? And one day you will be the inspiration. So as we go forward, guys, if you did not see Chris Bailey's training yesterday, he was on the 12 o'clock Zoom, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Go back into the Travorian page and watch that. It was great. All the basics that we always talk about, he was just telling it. So you'll see, like, it is no secret sauce to how you do this. It's the foundational principles, the things you heard him say will be the things that you've heard before. You just got to do it. Okay. And so also Cynthia's training that she did on Tuesday was awesome because she said, look, I've been pitching the ball for 4 hours the day before. And she went in and she said, like, this is what I said to people. This is what I texted people. This is how I responded. So as you're listening to that, you may want to, write down some of the things that you do want to write down, take notes, some of the things that she said, maybe so you can kind of have yourself like a script book or know, okay, this is how I approach somebody on Messenger, or this is what I would say to kind of take them to the next step. So she did all of that. So that was really good. So, we know we have a team goal, and most of all of you gave a commitment for this team goal for June the 10th. So I want y'all to take some time. If you haven't done this, write this down. How many more weeks do I have left to June 10th? Okay. Somebody tell me, how many more weeks do we have left? Look at the calendar and tell me how many more weeks.
About 4.5 weeks.
Okay, about 4.5 weeks. So if your commitment was 4 people, 4 memberships, and you haven't sponsored anybody yet, just know that means you need about 1 person a week. Y'all got to understand these numbers. Don't just be thinking, oh yeah, I got a whole month in this June. No, you got to break it down. Inch by inch, it's a cinch, yard by yard. It's hard. You got to be figuring, how many weeks? Oh man, I got 4 weeks for 4 people. That means I got to have somebody coming out the pipeline every week going forward, just about. Now, if you need that, if that's your commitment, how many people do you need to pitch the ball to? It's a numbers game. You got to start pitching to a lot of people, getting them to say, yes, I'll watch the video. Those of you doing digital marketing, understand when you're doing attraction marketing and you're just learning how to show up online, that takes about 90 days of consistently showing up in front of your audience to start attracting people. 90 days. So that's probably, especially if you're new, not where your people are going to come from. But it could, but you got to keep doing that while at the same time you are prospecting, you are connecting with those people who know you, like you, and trust you, or people who you've been in business with before, or people who may be on your list or whatever that you're actually pitching the ball to. Okay. So, more said closer to 5 weeks. So, but y'all understand how to break it down. So, I need you to figure out the numbers, like how many people should you be pitching to a day? If you pitch to 5 people a day, that's 25 for the week. So if you ask 25 people to, if they would be open and taking a look at the video, and out of the 25, let's say that 10 of them said yes, okay, then they look at the video. Then not everybody's gonna like what you send them, guys. Okay, grow up and understand this. So some people gonna, you're like at each part you're weeding more people out. So you're asking 25. Out of 25, let's say 10 respond and say yes, send me the video. Out of 10 and say, hey, they're gonna look. Maybe 7 look right then. Maybe 6 get to a three-way. Maybe 5 get to a presentation, and maybe 3 of those get back to like what they see, and then from that maybe 1 joins. Okay. Now I don't know how your numbers are going to work out, but you got to understand at each step it gets less and less because you're weeding people out of your game. Some of you are hoping, you're talking to 3 people, you're like, I hope they sign up. I never feel like that about anybody. I don't care if they join or not. You know why? Because I pitched the ball to so many people. I just know the numbers are going to work in my favor. If I was only talking to 3 people and I was just working on those 3 people, I would be hoping and wishing that one of those 3 would join. But that's not a good feeling to work in. Some of you are like, oh, I hope they sign up. I hope they sign up. And I be feeling sorry for y'all. I don't say nothing. I'm like, dang, I feel sorry that they were so engaged in whether this person joins or not. I be feeling real sorry for y'all. But then I'm like, they'll learn over time. But if you do it the way that I say, guys, I am emotionally, and I'm not just telling you this for my sake, I'm telling you this for your sake. This is where you want to get to. I am emotionally unattached to anybody. Like when I pitch the ball and share my story and ask them to take a look at, if they'd be open to take a look at the video, I could care less who says yes or who says no. I'm not like, oh my God, I sent this out to 10 people and only, 5 got back to me. I don't care who didn't get back to me. I just care who did get back to me. Right. And so the ones that say, yes, send it to me, they're in my game. They're playing ball. Then I'm taking them through the bases. So understand, stay emotionally like disconnected to the outcome. Just stay married to the process. I promise you, this is how it works. Stay married to the process, divorce the outcome, just pitch the ball to enough people that you have people to take you, that you have people to take through the bases. I need to make sure that I'm not talking to myself. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Unmute everybody, please, and let me know if you understand.
Yes.
Understand.
Is
Yes,
anybody
I understand.
Yes, I understand.
I understand.
Yes.
Yes, I understand.
Yes, I get it.
We understand.
Awesome.
I understand.
Wonderful. I hear that's
Yep,
why
I
you
understand.
Yes. And so, guys, literally, like, don't be afraid of people, okay? I know fear is holding some of you all back from making certain calls. We all put on our pants the same way, our underwear the same way, wipe our butts the same way. Nobody has nothing over you. People are people. If you call them and pitch the ball and you mess up, so what? They've messed up on something, right?
So,
If somebody tells you no, don't get your feelings hurt. It's a no. You tell people no. You walk around Costco's, they're giving samples. You say, no, thanks, I don't want your sample. Should that person feel rejected and all scared because you saying no? No. So understand, you're going to tell people no. People going to tell you no. It's just a no. Keep it moving. Understand that God's plan isn't for everybody to be in Trevorium. Some people need to be in Mary Kay. Some people need to still be in Shackley. Some people need to be doing something else. This is not necessarily for everybody, but your job is to make the offering, and their job is to make the decision. Your job is to marry the process and divorce the outcome. Y'all taking notes on this? Y'all taking notes on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so important because you winning starts with all this is really mindset, right? Mindset. Because your mind will keep you in fear. Your mind will keep you like for prejudging. You'll be scared to make bold moves. You're an entrepreneur. You got to be bold, right? Maybe you need to write out the affirmation. I'm so happy and grateful now that I make bold moves. Write that down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I make bold moves. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have bold thinking. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have bold thinking. I need this team. If we're going to be a championship team with many ambassadors, we got to get this part right. You can't be fearful in being an ambassador. Y'all got what I'm saying? You can't be timid. It's okay to start out that way, but you got to understand you got to evolve and become stronger and become bolder and start thinking bigger. This is how you win. I'm telling you guys how to win. So Brian had a course called The Mental Hurdle of Fitness. I think that's what it was called. He had a course that he developed years ago. This is the mental hurdle of success. Like, you got to get over yourself and over your fears and over thinking that you're not good enough and over thinking you're not deserving and over thinking, oh, somebody going to see me on social media. What are they going to think? Like, you got to really get over yourself. I put out a post in our Health and Wealth Big Group and said, it's a privilege to be visible. It used to take a lot more than it does now to get visible, but you want eyes on you. You want people to know what you're doing in a non-salesy way. You want them to know that you're a great person to follow. Before you start winning yourself, when you let them know that you're connected to a winning team and your team is winning, people like to follow winners. But some of you aren't even showing that this team is winning. You're not showing people's promotions. You're not showing the growth. You got all kinds of Ed is a platinum director and Will is a 1-star and Cass is a 1-star. We're putting all of these things out, but you're not even showing, like, you be showing them in your stories. Man, my team is winning. Somebody would be like, well, what you doing now? So these are just some of the little things that you all can start tweaking. And when you start, like, I'm telling you, just if y'all follow me, like Brian said, I grew up in this industry. And I can say this because I've got a great acumen for network marketing. But like Tracy said in her video today, like she said, Boomy, Chris just said what you've been saying, but it's different. I understand it. Y'all hear me day after day, week after week. Sometimes you got to hear from a different voice. I'm saying the same things, but sometimes you got somebody else has to say it. It's okay, and I understand that. But I know what I'm doing. I know how to train. I know how to win. I know what it takes, and I'm teaching you all what it takes. The mindset you got to have to win. So we're about to end here. So I just need y'all to understand, please give it enough time. Okay? You're going to have people who will join, and before they gain the skills, they quit. You got to teach your people, give yourself enough time to gain the skills. Be realistic about where you are. Just say, I just need to get better. I don't know how to be proficient at this, but I'm going to learn. I'm learning how to do this. So, final thing, guys. I want us to make sure that when we got new people who join, that we take care of our new people. The result is not just signing people up. We need to make sure that we help them along, okay? So make sure when a new person signs up, they watch the new member orientation, write this list, and in no certain order, but I want y'all to make sure. New member orientation, new person has to see. Subscribe to our team email list. Make sure they have, and you go over with them, the getting started checklist for the big group. So it's getting started checklist. Make sure they have the conference call schedule. Make sure you get them into our Facebook group. So it's Cynthia's Facebook group is Monetizing My Dream Life. And then my team is Health and Wealth Big Group. And then when they join, make sure they get into the chat and you want to welcome them with their picture. You don't have to do the infographic thing, but if you want to do that, you cash at me or send me $5 some type of way with their picture and their name that they want on it, and I send it to my graphics guy, and he'll do the infographic welcome. Okay. So, but make sure your new people get off to a good start, and you can introduce them to me as well if they've never met me. If I didn't do the three-way, somebody else did the three-way. Okay. All right. So, all right, two more announcements. When you sign up, you'll realize that we pay is $99.95, and that's crossed out to be a partner. So that's crossed out and it says 79. So that's been a special that has been running since we got started in the business. That's about to go back to the regular price of 99. So they've got these frames, the little promotional things to let you see through May the 14th. The $79.95 that we paid, because remember we paid $269, we added to that 79, and that's how we got $350. So it's going to go back to just the $99 a year. So it's just be 20 instead of $350, it'll be like $370. Okay, so it'll be $369.90. So maybe to help people save those $20, you can let them know, hey, listen, the promotion of the $350 price is actually a promotion. It's only $79 right now. It'll be going back to the regular $99. If you want to save $20, then go ahead and get started. Okay, so we got that. We also, for May, we have our team promotion of the cruise certificate if they join in May. Okay, so that in and of itself is valued at over $370. So they'll get their incentive trip, but from the company, but we, from me on down, our team, I'm also going to have a cruise certificates for people who join. And then the other thing is, what did I want to tell you about our team blitz. So we're going to go from May the 12th, which is next Monday, because we're not going to do, I decided not to do Mother's Day. So we're going to go from May the 12th to the 18th. That's the day before we go to Punta Cana. So we're going to blitz May 12th through the 18th. Do not wait until the 12th to start getting your people still use all the Zooms we got this week, right? Because you need every day. But just know that we're going to go back. We're going to have a week of just our team, the big group, blitzing the 12th to the 18th. Yes, Lourdes. So every day at 8 p.m. Eastern from the Monday the 12th through, what is that, Sunday? The 18th. We'll do our blitz, okay? So with that, that's what I have for you tonight. Any comments, announcements, anything that I forgot for the good of the team? And there's no lunch and learn coming up this week, but I still may tell some of you all during that time things to do, but this week there is no lunch and learn. Okay. Any questions, comments, anything any questions?
Yes, let's all step outside our comfort zone in these next few weeks and watch what happens.
Absolutely, Will. That is so good, because that's where success is created, in the fear zone. Getting ourselves to do those scary things. So intentionally put yourself in that place where you're outside of your comfort zone. And guess what's going to happen? At the very least, growth. That's where growth is. Don't y'all want to grow? Shake your head up and down like this. So yes, I want to grow. Yes, I want to grow. So you got to put yourself in uncomfortable places so you can be stretched. All right. Thank you, Will. Anybody else?
Hey, Boomy, I have a quick question
Hey,
about
go ahead.
so if you joined for the $79.95 a year, when your membership comes due in a year, do you have to pay the $99 one, or you locked in at the 79?
99.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, great question. Anybody else?
Boomy,
Yes.
I don't have a question, but I just want to go back to something that you said, and it just really kind of hit me when you were talking about Zeke and you were telling people about how talking about growing and how he did not start off that way. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot all about that. She is so right. I mean, I can remember when I would bring friends in and he would smile and people would say, can he do anything else other than smile? I mean, he was just so shy and, and just kind of, he was friendly, but it was more of an introvert and, in terms of talking to people and all that. And Boomy is so right when he got into network marketing. Over time, it just brought something out of him. And he was the one who would get up and do the talking. And like Boomy said, stand on the chairs. And I mean, it was just like a new person. And even now, if I am someplace and somebody asks a question or what, I'll say, oh, Zeke, go ahead and answer because it just seems like it just rolls off him. So that she is just telling the truth is just, and she said it quickly, but I just wanted to say it again to let y'all know that I saw that happen right before my eyes.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling y'all, network marketing, feel so proud about this industry that we are in. Feel proud when people say it's one of them pyramid things, like they're the one that's crazy because that just shows you they just don't know. Feel proud. Like this industry will make you into something great if you allow it to. It will bring growth and it will stretch you and just take you places where you never thought you would go. My parents have traveled to some of the most beautiful places, been in some of the biggest homes and stayed on the greatest, biggest yachts because of network marketing. Born poor in the inner city Baltimore with roaches and rats and all of that, okay? To become get to a place where they were on a billionaire's yacht being waited on because of this industry of network marketing. So God is no respecter of persons. Allow the evolvement. If it happened for them, it can happen for you. So just you got to know like why you are here. The growth is part of it. Money is great. The freedom you're going to get is great, but the growth is about who you become. And that's just into someone just fantastic. So with that, thank you guys. I love you all. I want everybody to unmute so we can say good night to each other. And let's have an awesome week doing what Will said, stepping out of our comfort zones. And make sure y'all check in because some of y'all ain't been checking in. But congratulations to those of you who had. All right, y'all.
Love you guys.
Love each
Good
other.
night,
Good
guys.
night.
Have a
Good
great
night.
evening.
Blessings to
Good
you.
night.
With all have a
Have a
prosperous
great,
week.
phenomenal week.
Have a
Good
Be
night,
beautiful
y'all.
enjoying
Good
going
night.
night.
forward.
Good
Good
night.
Night.
night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Love
Good night,
you.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Right.
Love you guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Thanks again, Boomy.
See you, Ed.